It is time to fill this space with another Loot and Lovely. Yes, it's another Electrolux Dolphin video. It is an Electrolux 1000 with a button. Look, we have the economical Electrolux Dolphin today, although as you can tell she is very, very faded. Indeed, we have another set of tools that I've cobbled together, which we can look at now. Again, another washed hose, just like the last video. Some very faded wands this time though, and everything else in between. Let's have a look at this Electrolux. What is it? Z2220 this time. Had a Z2225 before. There are other ones to come. Let's have a look and see if this one works, or if it's going to explode in our faces. Yes, hello! My vacuum cleaner, Electrolux and cylinder vacuum chums. How are you today? Yes, it's another Dolphin in my Dolphin series of getting all of my machines done and sorted and not forgetting about them any longer, because I'm sure this one used to be white. I mean, if we lift up the top, you can tell the difference in the top shell and the bottom housing. We're gonna have to do some retro brighting here, although at the time of filming this video, it's early March and not quite the time for retro brighting. But equally, this is going to store a lot better if it's been refurbished and cleaned, and it's not a difficult job to take it all apart again in order to cover it in hydrogen peroxide. So, what have we this time? Well, Electrolux put out hundreds of different models of these, I would imagine, and this one has a button. A button on a very faded and actually not stuck on, although annoyingly it's left some stuff underneath, label. So I might try and retro bright this. I can't see why it wouldn't go back to being the grey that it was, but yeah, annoyingly, I mean, it's got to come off anyway because there's a screw under here. And I actually found it half hanging off when I fetched it down from the loft, so it'll stick back on fairly well, and we'll leave it at that. Under here we have, I think that possibly was white once upon a time. We have a very, very used post motor filter with the usual Electrolux blower ports. They all had these, all of the Dolphins. This entire back cage is all the same. That goes there. What we also have on this one, and again I'll put all the flex out so we can see how good or bad the cord rewind system is. This must be a later one because it has a fitted plug. Look, for correct operation of the cord winder, hold this plug whilst retracting the cord, and actually look, you can see where it's been sat in a hot place, i.e. my loft, on focus for a long time. Nothing really wrong with that, it's just one of those things. Oh, it's a Volex. Just looking at that whilst I was having a look at that. Look, it's a Volex Pencon plug with a Marbo fuse in it by the looks of it. And again, you can tell how this has been sat because it's all rucked up. Oh, okay. Oh, nothing wrong with that cord reel either. Absolutely fantastic. Let us lift its hood, and again I'm going to take it off, and this one I'm going to take off because it's actually damaged a little bit. See there, look, there's a little split, and that's where at some point in its life it's been flung open until that's cracked there. So that's not too bad. Once it's been washed and polished and maybe retro brighted, I'm going to just glue that up and hopefully that won't get any worse. We have our warning sticker and a little star, look, star of the week. There, like I say, all of these cleaners, and you're going to see this because as much as I'm going to show you them all, whether you like it or not, they're all pretty much the same. These are the two from the house as well. There's some from the shed coming up. Ooh, that's going to be fun. Let's start with these small tools, and actually going by the gap for the crevice tool and the fact that this is all worn at an angle, this has seen its fair share of use there. But we have a crevice tool, we have a pretty used, although should clean up okay. I mean, you can see through it, which is better than they can be. It's when that hole there closes up that you've got to worry. Then we have ourselves an upholstery tool, which has some tape around it actually. Why do you have tape around your... not even coming off? I asked us going to leave a sticky mark. There is a crack here, which should glue up. And again, God, my plea in the Z2220 silver video for lint strips, this one's worn as well, and it looks a lot less tatty if you just take it off and then, because obviously some only ever came with the front. When Electrolux cheapened things out even more in the early 2000s, they only came with one. So there is that. Ooh, this is in storage mode, as you can tell by the fact that the bag housing holder is chucked in there, because then yes, you can close the lid down. If it's fitted, you can't. And we also have a pre-motor filter, which is something we didn't have on the other one. Very nice indeed. I'm going to give it all a quick vacuum out, because again, I do not want the motor ingesting anything, because you can't take the fan case off. Actually, looking at that look, that's how faded they are. Bless its little heart. So, we'll get Victor the vacuum and just get the chunky stuff out. And we can give the filter a vacuum off, even though it will be replaced. Never hurts. You don't want to cause damage at this stage. Not when the machine's so close to being saved. There we go. Oh, that's just packed with carbon dust, bless it. There we go. All these machines will get new filters in the after videos. Stay tuned for that. But for now, like I say, we're just trying to not kill it like the last time they get turned on before they get refurbished. I've also got the same bag actually that we used in the blue silver video, because why not? I don't want to start using genuine bags yet, because you can't get HEPA styles for these. So we shall fit the bag holder, then we can fit the bag, there we go, then we can fit the tool tray, and then we shall clip on the bag door like so. And again, in theory, this should be ready to turn on, and we'll see what the suppressor is going to do. So I shall come here behind the camera. Ooh. Plug it in. Oh. And it turns on. I think it's in economy mode. Ooh, this motor sounds a lot nicer than the other one. And yeah, that's all you have. Economy, high power. Economy, high power. And nothing in between. This is probably a pretty low range model in the Electrolux lineup. Let's put some tools on it. And again, as per the other Dolphin, we have a washed hose, which we're going to put there, which is off of its handle, which needs a flipping good scrub. So I have the hose that I have not yet split up here, which can go on there like so. Then yeah, look, we've got two quite, I mean, they're only faded on one side, look, you can tell where it's sat for many years. So these are going to need a retro bite. You can retro bite them quite well. They do come up okay. And if I can find the right edge, oh no, wait, we've got two different, oh, Oh, I didn't pay attention. Look, I've got two different styles of one. Look, I have this is the style that should come with the slimlines. Nice thin end there. This is the Dolphin style with the thicker receiving end. And you know what? I reckon this must have been the one that I nicked the inner white bit from. If you watched my channel for a while, you all know my Vax Air Revolve power head that we use. And I stole the inner bush from one of these ones probably to make that Vax Air Revolve head fit 32mm. Schoolboy error, but unless you look, you can't really tell at all. Then we have another floor head, which again, I daren't flick over to carpet or hard floor because it's probably going to stick. So it works and that's done. But this one, look, has, it should come off, has the parking bracket. Like so. Look, this is the bit that clips to the floor head, and then at the bottom of the machine you can park it. And yeah, that is how these things park themselves, with the clip on there. I say some of my floor tools have it, some of them don't. Bit of a pain, but you know, you can't do too much about it when you literally get scrap machines as these would have been. Yeah, oh, another thing to note before we go and do some vacuuming is that on the blue one, this was all held on with tape. On this one, look, you can see where it starts. As soon as these bits go, it sort of loses its ability to grip on. So that's a little bit of damage there. Not too bad. The bumper isn't going mouldy, which is nice. Yeah, it's actually very clean, considering it'll still be from the early 90s, but still clean nonetheless. Right, let's check it vacuums without blowing up. We'll use the economy mode because, hey, there's a war on, don't you know? Time of filming this. Anyway, oh, very nice indeed. I do like these floor heads. They glide well. They do a good job. The ones are a bit bendy, especially this top one. But even I'm sure I've got some more ones on there. Even I need some more ones. Oh, there we go. Look, we can turn the power up. So it's full 1000 watts. Oh, yes. Very nice indeed. Works absolutely fine. If you remember on my channel a couple of years ago now, I vacuumed 12 months a Dolphin, sold that one now. That one went actually to a bloke on AutoShite on the car forum who just wanted a good bagged vacuum cleaner. And that's what these still make. I mean, yes, they need a refurb at their stage in their life now, but crikey, once you've taken the suppressor out, it will just go on forever and a day. And sometimes that's all you need in a vacuum. Just turn on, suck stuff up, turn off, job done. Right, well now I've done the carpet demonstration, let us see whether the brushes will come back. So it needs grease on the sliders really. Oh, it did. I don't know, comment below if you're old enough to remember these when they were new. I don't. I was born in 87, so I'd have been too little to really remember these out in the wild. I only ever remember a friend of my mum's having a white Electrolux glider. Really? Didn't have many Electroluxes in my mum's circle of friends. But yeah, were they this terrible when they were new? Well, that's loosening up a little bit. I mean, again, you're supposed to do it with your foot, which does actually work a bit better. Ish. It's fine. It should all come out with a refurb, hopefully. And yes, here we have another Dolphin done. A few more to go, but obviously I've got to show you the before so I can show you the after, because once all of the rubber seals have been cleaned internally, this machine should start working a heck of a lot better Indeed, obviously this is his actual hose. But they're all the same hoses, so again, who knows what hose went with what in the start of it. This is the hoses that go with them now at the very least. So, yes, another Electrolux Dolphin, a cheaper model, I think, with the push button. Obviously they're even cheaper ones still that have no power control. But we're getting a little bit fancy now. One up from the bottom. So yes, thank you very much for watching. Comment your Dolphin stories below. And I, and this, will, when it's looking a bit whiter, hopefully later in the year, will see you soon. Bye bye.